sweet detection man. Dude, I got this cool thing to show you. Really, man? Yeah, it's far out and technical and stuff, boy, so yeah. Come on and turn it on. Tune into the Tech Shamans. Come on and turn it on. Tune into the Tech Shamans. Come on and turn it on. Tune into the Tech Shamans. Come on and turn it on. Tune into the Tech Shamans. Cool.
Hey, good morning, everybody. It's Monday.
The day after Sunday.
The day after
what?
Sunday.
Oh, wait a minute. Let me check my calendar.
Are you sure
my
about
God.
that? I'm not so sure about that.
I'm sorry. I picked up my God of War game after having it put down for the past 2 years, and all I have going through my head lately is boy, read this, boy. You gotta see that game.
Foghorn Leghorn? No. I say boy.
I said, boy, you know.
Be careful. You might trigger somebody.
Trigger.
Sorry.
You just triggered me by saying I might trigger someone.
Yeah,
I want you to know that.
Bro, it can
Okay,
happen.
you just totally triggered me on that.
So how's everybody's Easter?
It was
You put up fans.
No, that was before. We had some fun time with family and stuff. You know, a couple of proud fathers. You know,
Yeah.
having a few beers and,
That's
and
awesome.
drinking and
Drinking.
I guess.
What were you drinking?
everything.
Share.
Just you know.
You're drinking share? Hang on. Am I hearing this right?
No.
Here's the problem with
Sure.
people only listening to this.
No, just talking about your kids and stuff. You know, watching them progress through their lives. And, you know, being that proud. You know, dad.
Yeah,
It was
that's awesome,
pretty
brother.
awesome stuff.
Cool. Trying to share to groups, and I'm getting knocked out all over the place.
Oh my goodness, John, why are you getting knocked out?
Can't share it to one because we get.
I've already shared it for you, John.
Did
Don't
you?
worry.
You are the man. Anyway,
I took care of it.
So what'd you do for Easter?
What? Well, for Easter or for the weekend? Because the weekend was just freaking incredible learning experience.
Really? What did you
everything
do?
from audiobooks, researching stuff. I mean, it was just a phenomenal weekend. Had a TED Talk that really, really set off a whole chain of events. So that was phenomenal. And then for Easter, we actually went in 2 different directions. We went up to Gainesville on Saturday to visit family there. And in a safe and secure environment. And
Why
then
would you
came
want to be
home.
safe and secure? Come on, you got to live.
Let me think for a minute. Oh, that's right. That's the government's job.
That's right. They're
and
going to
then,
protect you, Anthony. Everything is going to be okay.
Everything is going to be
We're all in this
right.
together.
Yeah. And then Sunday we had the 2 daughters come over and ended up sitting at the table while everybody else left with number 2 daughter's boyfriend, who is an app developer. And so we sat there discussing tech and startups and everything else.
That's always an awesome
It's
weekend.
like, oh, Easter lunch. We're talking about, minimum viable products and launching and all that other fun stuff. But so, yeah, it was a phenomenal weekend from that aspect. And then I also planted some chocolate mint.
Wow.
Chocolate mint is a plant.
If you put
I didn't
chocolate in the ground, it will not grow.
No, but the ants freaking will love you forever.
Love you forever.
Yes,
And
they will.
ever,
I gotta
and
move
ever,
this back
and
here
ever,
'cause I'm
and
like-
ever, and ever. Anyway.
Forever and ever, Johnny.
Yeah, forever
Come
and
play
ever.
with us, Johnny.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, John, what did you do this
I
weekend?
worked. I cleaned. I power washed all weekend.
Yourself?
Yeah, I was dirty.
Thank God.
Gross.
You have no idea what it's like being in the studio.
I know, right? The stench is horrible.
He performed a reset.
Yep.
Thank God We Beam TV does not come in smell-o-vision.
Smell-o-vision. I actually smoked a turkey.
Is that what they call it now?
Wrong time of year.
You heard the giggle from the back?
I smoked a big fat turkey.
Yes, I smoked a turkey.
Dude.
No, I wish I'd have. Never mind.
I'm so full. I mean,
I'm like, I got the munchies. Yeah, we had a good time though. It was a lot of family over. We invited you, but you got a lot of family.
I know. Yeah, we were just running crazy.
Yeah, my sister came over
Yep.
and her family, and actually Todd and Lisa came over because I guess all their family kind of just went everywhere else.
Yep.
And
Yep.
I put a notice out there that if anyone wants to show up, they can show up. So, but other than that,
Oh, I forgot your address. And then I forgot how to ask for it.
my address is 555
That's your phone number.
555.
Come on, we all know
555.
that one.
555.
555-1212.
So it was, but it was good. We did. Boy, if you got to watch Nerd Talk tomorrow night at 7,
It's going to be
because we're going to talk about.
Incra freaking edible.
Yeah, we're going to talk about Schneider's cut. Something else is going on with him now, and then we're going to talk about the Godzilla movie.
Yeah.
And then last night I started watching. I know this is not Nerd Talk, but I started watching Gangs of London
Oh.
on AMC.
Oh, that's funny. I started watching
They are brutal people.
The Irregulars on Netflix.
How is that?
It didn't really catch me right from the go. I found myself asleep,
3
20 minutes into the
episodes.
first episode.
You got to give it 3.
And I'm like,
episodes.
come on, I will give it 3.
Rob came in and goes, I started watching Doom Patrol. I'm like, that's great, man.
Did you see
Doom
Doom Patrol?
Doom
Oh, okay.
Patrol.
Doom Patrol.
I was getting the Irregulars. I thought we were going to start talking about fiber and stuff now here soon.
Fiber.
Irregulars, Doom Patrol.
But anyway, let's get into some cool tech. And we're going to start off. Actually, I am going to, I don't know if Rob put that in there or not, but the first thing we're going to talk about is drones, right?
Oh, yeah, go to that.
So the world's biggest drone will send satellites into space on a rock.
Yes, hopefully by the end of this year. It is looking pretty darn good.
I mean, that is a monstrous drone.
Yep, it's launching out of Florida,
Of course. Because Florida's cool.
north of Jacksonville, just south of St. Augustine, I guess.
So they're going to get it up high enough to let the small booster rocket take over.
Exactly. You that whole ground stage is gone because it's a drone. They can bring it down, land it, reload it with another rocket, and have it launched again in 180 minutes.
Whoa.
Okay.
And this
Yes.
is from a company called Avium.
Yeah. I mean, so they can launch every 180 minutes. Every 90 minutes. Nah, let's go with the 180. Okay. But
So
whatever it is,
Right.
just continuous launches of satellites.
Major cost savings for satellite companies and stuff, I would assume.
Well, they got to put the rocket in. They're actually a premium service because what they're getting at is if you lose a satellite and your company is contingent upon, I mean, you're losing $1 million a day.
Right.
Okay. Spending an extra $2 million to launch this puppy is worth it.
Right.
And that's the market they're going for. Because it's like, you have it ready, we'll pop it in one of our launch rockets, and we'll take it up.
And for right
we
now-
can do it at the drop of a hat.
Right. And right now it's only it's the small satellites or the low orbit.
Yeah, CubeSats.
Yeah, the little bitty stuff, not the big ones.
Which is what most of them are.
Right.
Okay, the vast majority of satellites these
Yeah,
days.
we talked about that.
Yep. And so it's a really, really awesome option for anybody that's got satellites out there that needs to make sure that this is it doesn't go up into space. But I was looking at just sci-fi movies and all the things going on and watching how so many sci-fi movies, everybody just run out, jump in a spaceship, take off, and go to space.
Right.
Look at The Mandalorian. Okay, you just run out, jump in the spaceship, jump in, and go to space, and you land somewhere else, jump back in, and go to space. It's like this is getting close.
I can't understand why we're not there yet.
I think Star Trek had everything right for the most part.
Yep.
To
Every
stay in
time-
space and use a transporter,
Every time
Exactly.
Shuttlecraft?
when you sit here and you start hearing about the warp drives and stuff that they're working on, and stuff,
Yeah.
and then you're sitting here going, I thought it was fake.
Yeah.
What
Yeah.
happened?
Hey,
my mom lied.
yeah. when flip phones became tablets,
Yeah.
and so we went from flip phones to just like in Star Trek.
Yeah.
In classic Trek, they had flip phones, and by the time they got the next gen, they had tablets. Ooh, what are these people doing on these things?
Well, then they had
it's
the
like, well, guess
communicators
what? We
like
got
here.
them.
And then if you watch Discovery, they're right here, transport. But see, my
Yeah,
question is
the
okay,
transporters
so
are
if
there,
they can
yeah.
get the Raven X high enough to launch a small sat,
Yep.
what's keeping it from,
The rest of the way, wings.
the wings?
It has wings. It's designed to have lift generated so that because it takes a lot less energy to push something forward than it does to lift it straight up.
Okay, but you
and the
can still
lift
have
comes
wings
under
in
the wings.
space.
No, you can have wings in space, but what I'm getting at is even getting to that point, okay, you then would have to turn it up and have full rocket power underneath. Because as soon as you get anywhere the air gets too thin, you can't fly any higher.
Yeah, because of
because of the lift.
Right.
The lift is what keeps it going, and it's the forward motion. It's not deadlifting. A rocket that you get is deadlifting.
Oh, I understand. I
Yeah,
understand.
that's the
I
difference.
understand those differences.
Okay, and so you can't.
There's no way just to go, I'm going to angle up a little bit higher and
Nope.
go, just push it.
No, because as soon as you hit too thin, you start coming right back down again. You haven't got the oomph behind to keep
So
you
they
going
have to
up.
have a different propulsion system.
They would, which is why they have to drop a secondary rocket
Right.
that is a secondary propulsion system that has the ability to deadlift.
Why can't the drone have this?
Yeah. Now, interestingly, for those of you
You see
who
what
want
I'm
to be,
saying, right?
Just leave the rocket on the drone and just
Let's
keep going.
go.
just fire it. I kept hearing about having to hit terminal velocity. Okay, or else you can't get out of escape velocity. It's like, no, terminal velocity and escape velocity. That is if you are firing a projectile.
Mm-hmm.
Then you need a certain velocity, which is like 70,000 miles an hour.
Right.
Okay, you have to be able to fire it at 70 so that it'll eventually have just enough energy to get out of the gravity well of Earth.
Right.
Okay, but that's entirely different from what we're talking about here.
They
With
need to
this,
fix
you
that.
can get up there incrementally, but then you need to turn around and deadlift once you get once the air gets
I think
too
it
thin.
would be easier on our. It should be if you think about it theoretically, that once you're there, you wouldn't need a massive amount of.
No, you wouldn't. Why don't they just put big ass rockets on
There
each
you
side
go.
of this thing,
See?
so that
Like
when
you
you
just-
get
like
to
you
that
said,
level,
leave it
then you
on
have the
there.
fuel and everything, and then you deadlift from there.
Right.
Okay,
And
but
then-
at least get it 80% of the way up.
Right, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Right.
That would work.
Right.
That will not work in that fashion because the engines simply don't have the oomph.
Yeah. So anyway, so that's the good side of the drone. Something. Okay, Rob didn't put it in here, but I'm going to talk about it anyway.
Oh, my God.
Rabbit Trail. So you own your home.
Mm-hmm.
You own your home.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. What if you get a letter from the insurance company that says, "Hey, you need to
This
change
one.
your roof, fix your roof, or we're going to drop you." And you go, "Well, I didn't see anybody come out and look at my roof." They don't. They come out with a drone.
Yep.
And now they
Firing drones over neighborhoods.
AI is going, "Yeah, you got a bad roof." Now, according to the story, and I think this is what Rob told me.
Yeah.
According to the story that was in our thing, is a woman got a letter
Yep.
saying, "Hey, your roof is bad, blah, 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 blah," right? And she called up, "Well, how did you determine this?" "Well, we had a drone cover, and it was AI said it was bad." So she hired a inspector to come out, and the inspector came out and said, "No, you got 5 more years on this roof."
Yeah, her roof was only like 8 years old or something. It wasn't that old.
I mean, okay, so this is going to suck for people.
Yeah.
And how does it? I mean, because I know one thing that looks for the obstruction over your house. So over my house, I have 2 trees. We cut one back, and then the other one it's like 10% of the end of the roof. What are you going to do? Tell me, cut those limbs out, or
Well, as far as I'm concerned, I'm going to go plant a bunch of trees around there so they can't see my damn roof.
there you go. If you can't see my roof, you can't tell me my
Can't
roof
see
is
my roof.
bad.
Yeah, I'm going to go throw a tarp over it.
Put solar panels up there and reflect light back at the drone, and it won't be able to see anything.
That's an interesting thought.
So
I don't know about, just there's got to be some kind of pattern we can paint up there. Okay, that will scramble the drone visual sensor, like the military camouflage,
Put a
where it can't see
QR
detail.
code up there.
Exactly.
It
The camera keeps trying to go to a link. Yeah. It's like, get the hell off my property.com.
Right, you're right.
This roof is
I
good.com.
I own 50 miles up. You are invading my airspace.
What are we gonna have? We're going to have to get the roofs inspected and put a QR code up there, so when the driver goes over, it reads the QR code. Oh, it's been inspected. Leave it alone.
You know what? And it goes right to an inspection report or
Yeah.
a
Right.
report where
Right.
you had
We'll call it Excalibur. For those who haven't been following New York. Isn't that what they call it? Yeah. No, Excelsior or Excalibur? Excalibur. Yeah, that's there. And I'm like, wow, there's going to be such a market for creating fake websites that give you the right information.
Hey, Rob, real quick through the speaker, did you put the truck in there?
Meep, beep.
No, but I have the lunch.
All right, so here's what we're going to, because we're going
to ad-lib this one.
Bunny
Get ready,
trailing.
guys.
We never get to everything anyway. So anyway, now I am, I'm on the waiting list I have put my deposit down for a Tesla truck,
Huh?
right?
And then
It's all $25. Whoop-de-doo, right?
Yeah. But then
So
along
anyway.
came
But then along came canoe.
canoe.
And let me tell you something. We're gonna play there's a video on their
I
website.
need to see the tow capacity on this thing. It doesn't. I don't even think it
wanna
has a
see
hitch
the
on the
life-
back end.
It does. It is hitchable.
Okay, but what's the tow capacity?
They don't know yet.
They don't know yet.
Well-
don't they have one?
No.
I mean, can't they hook? They can estimate a tow capacity. I'm sorry, this is
Right.
just. But as soon as I know the tow capacity, if it's over 10,000, this
the thing
is
of it
freaking
is, I
amazing.
don't think it's gonna. You know, the guy in the video introduces you. He doesn't scrub forward to the actual truck itself.
Yeah, we're in an ad, I
The guy goes, "Oh yeah, well you guys can use a chop saw,
There
and
she
you can use a
blows.
saw, and you can do this.
Yeah.
It's got front panels, and in the front, literally the front, because there's all
Yeah.
batteries. The front drops down and actually allows you to
tool workshop,
desk
desk area.
It's
yeah,
a 6-foot bed, but it has an expandable 8-foot pull out with closing barn doors around it, so you can actually put stuff in there.
Yep.
Now, and it's drive by wire, brake by wire, power by wire.
that's a little scary for me. Because that means that your steering wheel is not actually
Right.
connected to the wheels. You know, when my power steering went out on my Prius,
Right.
okay, because the sensor went bad, I could still steer.
Right.
With this thing, if your wire goes out,
You're done.
you're screwed. You have no steering. You have
when
nothing.
And drive by wire in this instance is not even a wire; it is pure electronics.
Yeah, it is drive-by Wi-Fi.
So-
It's Bluetooth. Everything
Right.
is Bluetooth.
So how do you
Brakes,
Is it
gas.
Is it milliseconds on the turn, or is it truly? Is it predictive? So if it feels like it's going to go that way, it goes. Or what happens if you do this and hey, when it turns on you,
Yeah,
But
it's-
I do like it.
I think it's
I
a
love
great
the
idea.
layout.
Yeah,
So-
I mean, it is so flexible with so many different things that open.
Yeah, all the
Look at-
panels fold out.
Well, you just look at the bed. Okay, the bed itself is basically a mesh, a steel mesh that you can lock into anywhere you want with your hooks.
Okay, but here's the
Okay.
problem with that.
Yeah.
I immediately that's the first thing I'm like, oh, that's gonna suck.
It's either going to splash up from underneath or fill with crap if it's blocked.
Well, it's a solid underneath.
Yeah.
So it's the minute you put sand, dirt, mulch,
Yep.
it's gonna fill up, and that's
Right.
useless.
Right. Now, there might be a liner or something, but, I mean, it's a great idea. But on the other hand, you're right. I mean, you can't fill it with sand.
If you do, you have to put a tarp in there.
Right. Yeah.
Catch
Yeah. You got to put
everything.
some kind of liner on it.
So basically, it's a giant strainer.
Yes, it is.
Kinda,
It
yeah.
is. Yeah.
So you can fill it with
I mean,
sand.
I
and
love the
drive around
camper
your
ad on
yard
there.
and,
It-
and just let it filter
Right.
out.
What's
But-
neat is when you look at it, when you put the camper ad on the back, it becomes a VW microbus.
Exactly. It
yeah,
does,
miter
doesn't
bus. It's like, you got to be kidding me.
Memories.
And you sit in the semi middle of the truck.
Yeah.
To drive. You're not.
Well,
truly
it's a
over.
4-seater with space behind the passenger seat.
Well, you can do a
Yeah.
do a 2-seater, a 3-seater, a bench seat.
That's just on the front.
Yeah.
That's how you can configure
Right.
your front seat. And it's whatever
Check
you
this out.
need.
Like, he drops
yeah.
that front.
Yeah, this
I'm
is
like,
really cool. He
okay,
drops
that's,
this.
That's kind of neat.
Look, the outlets, USB ports. I mean,
He says
it
that you
becomes your
could-
local workstation.
You could use that for 8 hours on a day, and never burn through the power. And
No.
by the time you get home, you still have 30% plus.
Yep.
I just want to know how they're doing that, because Elon Musk has not figured out how to get me more than 300 miles out of a Tesla.
But Elon Musk gives a lot more torque and power, maybe, and that's what concerns me. But whatever it is, this is pretty darn cool.
I have to say,
I
that
think it's a
this has
hell of a
made me-
step forward.
Now they have a bus version of this, like a minivan, and it's like $33,000.
Yeah, and these
Which is
aren't
affordable.
expensive.
No.
I mean, we just went out and priced 1,500 Rams. Okay.
Yeah, you're looking almost 60
And
grand.
You're looking 50, 60 grand.
Yeah.
And so buying an electric for half the price, okay, that's just a real no-brainer.
I think that's gonna.
I'll take one of
wow.
these. Here's the thing. I would never get that. Yeah, this is their minivan or their
Their
delivery
transport
van.
delivery vehicle.
know,
But again, it's going to be
Amazon,
completely
man.
contingent for me on tow capacity. Because,
Right.
we pull trailers with ours.
with horses.
Yeah.
Right.
We need 10 to 12,000 towing capacity.
But here's the thing. If it's, I think I look at it this way. I would keep my Hummer for
Yeah.
towing.
Yeah.
because it can just
And
sit
use that
until I
for
need it.
everything else.
Right. And
It's
then-
basically a giant Prius.
Yeah.
Only it's all electric.
Right.
Yeah, the Prius is a hybrid.
50. I can't read that.
1,000-mile range. That's really cool.
Towing capacity.
Is there a tow capacity?
All-wheel drive.
Yeah. It's the one thing that's missing, and the one thing you need on a truck is the towing capacity. Is that 1,800 pounds? Is probably gross vehicle weight, GVW.
Payload.
Payload, 1,800 pounds. Yeah, that's meaningless.
Yeah.
That's
200 miles.
almost 1 ton.
Only 200 miles.
200 miles.
200-mile range?
Yeah.
Well, that sucks.
Yeah, that's a little different.
I'll stay with the Tesla. I'm good with that.
Yep. All right.
Are you an art fan?
Absolutely, and I've
Are you
been
an
there.
art fan? I'm not talking about naked women with paint on them either.
Nah.
Yeah.
Yeah, believe it or not, yeah.
Yeah. So
I'm
anyway,
that guy.
the Louvre has put its entire art collection online for free.
And as someone who's been to the Louvre, I'm going to say that there's something about seeing these pieces in person that is, I mean, you know, the Mona Lisa, I don't care how many pictures you see of it, until you get there and you realize two things. Number one,
She was ugly as. No, I'm just kidding.
she had her eyebrows.
She wasn't
okay. No, the that's enough, John. Okay,
Sorry.
you're triggering me.
Trigger.
The fact is, it's a tiny painting.
Oh, yeah, it's not very.
A lot of people don't realize that sucker is not this like wall-size freaking portrait that you expect it to be, or like any of the reproductions are. This is this little thing about this big.
Yeah.
That's it.
I know.
And it's on wood.
I've been. I think
Okay.
the only thing about going to the Louvre is cool is going to Paris.
Oh yeah, Paris is amazing. And
I don't know if it's
honestly, there is
amazing.
a
It's all right.
little cafe in the Louvre that has like the best quiche in the freaking world. Okay, it is so good.
You eat scrambled eggs with spinach in it.
Okay, that would be egg pie that you get in America. That is not quiche. Okay.
Triggered again.
Americans.
Triggered Anthony.
Triggered Anthony.
Is that like a 3D virtual tour where you can see the artwork or
Yeah.
one of
Yeah.
those style?
But and you know what? I'm really glad it's out there for everybody that can't get there. And right now, it's really hard to get there. And there are a lot of museums doing this, but seeing that, you know, the Louvre putting the entire collection out, that's amazing.
I'm not going anywhere where I'm hated.
Where you're what?
Hated.
Hated? You're not hated in France.
Oh, they can't stand Americans.
Yes. You know what the trick is? Speak French. Yeah, been there, done that. Hello. Okay, I walked in, I spoke French. I was treated like freaking God. Okay, because they're
they
like,
didn't know
thank you. Thank you for being courteous. When we go to your country, we try to speak English.
No, they don't.
Yes, they do.
they don't.
And when you come here, okay, anywhere in Europe, wherever you go to the other country, you try to speak the native language. That's their custom.
I'll go
So
to
when you
England.
go there and you respect their customs,
I'll go to England.
yeah, and I bet you speak American when you go there and they don't treat you well. Speak English. Ask for the damn loo in the lift. And put it in the boot.
I do. Thank you very much.
Okay? So, enough about that.
Yeah.
But
I've
meanwhile,
been to
back at
Paris.
technology.
I've been to Paris.
Yeah.
Okay. This is from you. I know,
What?
like you haven't been talking.
I
already.
know. That's why we should go to Adam first, because he's
Okay.
over there checking his watch like nothing's
I
going
know.
on.
He's like, dude,
There's
seriously.
nothing going
Yeah.
I put this in there. Okay, we're going to add him first then.
What, me? Huh?
I put
Wakey,
this in
wakey,
as
eggs
well.
and bakey.
So Facebook,
Yeah, we put, yeah.
533 million
That's
Facebook.
crazy. That is crazy.
Heck?
Well,
Having that data leak, and they really haven't even said much about it. As
Well,
Well, I wonder why.
it's an old leak. Okay, it was discovered, I think, in 2019. There were 190 million discovered. This appears to be a part of that. And Facebook's response is, yeah, this is the same thing you reported on a couple of years ago. We already took care of it.
Did they?
That's their response. Okay, it's like, yeah, old news. Okay, so somebody recycled some of the information and put it back out on the web again. Yeah, we told everybody the leak happened.
I think this is a new leak.
and we,
Yeah, well, Facebook says it isn't, and I know they don't lie.
Never.
No, they got fact checked.
No.
Yeah, they got
They-
checkers.
they fact
Thank
check,
you,
They have
Adam.
checkers.
They fact check themselves with fact checkers.
Of
They have
course.
rally
Fact
fries. Checkers.
Rally fries.
Rally fries. Yeah, I miss those apple nugget things they used to have.
Right?
I know. What the hell were
Why
they
would
thinking getting
take
rid of
away
those?
something- Because you
They're
know,
the best freaking thing on the menu.
Ah,
you can go to Checkers and get paid daily if you work there.
Wow.
I know.
They really have zero hope that their people will be back tomorrow.
Pretty much.
They must be using an app.
Cash App you.
Yeah, there's an app for that.
Of course there is.
Cash me outside.
There's a plugin for that too.
Cash me outside. How about that?
Wow.
You're gonna
See,
have to leave not until you
okay,
cash
so
at me my final check.
Now you've opened up the rabbit hole.
Oh, boy.
I love their nuggets, right?
Yeah.
I love their apple pies,
Yep.
which were the same apple pies that McDonald's used to have.
Yeah.
Right? And then
God,
you
those
went
were
to
good when they
baked
came out.
things.
Remember that?
Oh my, they're still
Your filling
good.
is extra hot.
And then who was it? Then Crystal's jumped on the board with the fried. Now they're back. Now they're back to the baked, which is horrible. So the only place you can actually get the fried apple pies is still Checkers.
Good.
But when I go there, I say, don't cinnamon. I don't want any cinnamon sugar.
Yeah.
I just want
No.
the plain.
Give me the pie. Give me the pie.
Give me the pie.
Anyway, so when's the best time to start your online marketing program, Anthony?
Yesterday. No, this is. There are two basic answers to this question. And the first one is, first we have to do a lot of research. We have to figure out which platforms are going to be best. Where's the proper intersectionality of our audience, okay, with the psychographics and the demographics. And then we have to do a cost-benefit survey on how we launch into that platform. What are the most successful strategies for entering that platform, for acquiring, viewers within that platform. And then once we have that, what kind of content actually appeals to them the best. And then the other way of doing it, okay, is ready, fire, aim.
Right.
Okay? And the one that small growing businesses have had the best success with are ready, fire, aim. Every time. Because the other one is just a string of delay tactics because you're actually just afraid of doing it wrong. And the fact is, if you have your philosophy, you have to have the right mindset for it. You have to understand what the purpose is behind it. And if you understand that and you understand who you are as a business, what your UVP is, your unique value proposition, and you know who the customers are you talk to every day, what kind of questions they ask, then you are ready to launch, period. If you have a logo and you know who your customers are, okay, and you can string words together coherently, either written or speech, or you have someone on your staff who can take your thoughts and convert them into words, but they're still yours, you are beyond ready to launch. And so far, I have never, ever met a business owner who said, wow, I'm really not happy that I started this 5 years ago with that crappy idea and I have 780 followers now. Okay, as I've evolved and changed and grown with experience and figured out what works for me and what works for my customers. And so however it is you want to create your message, and of course we have our own thoughts on the best ways to do that, but really the time is right now is the best time to start your digital marketing program. One of the important elements in that is at the bottom of this article. There's a great TED talk from a guy named Simon Sinek, and he talks about the golden circle. And that golden circle, if you can hold right on that image for just a second, okay, that golden circle has 3 layers. It's like a target. The outside layer is the what. That is what you sell. The second one in is how. How does it work? How do I get it? How is it going to help me? But the center circle is why. And that is the most important question. Why? Not why is the product right for them? Not why should they buy the product? No, that's not it at all. It's why are you in that business?
Sorry.
Why are you committed to helping people for this situation? If they know your why, the how and the what just become follow-on. Because see, why gets straight at the base of your limbic system. It is an emotional response for which you actually do not have words. And that triggers your buying response. There's an old saying in sales, people buy on emotion and back it up with logic. If you hit with the why and they agree with your why, They then become part of your team without even trying, without even applying. They automatically join. A good leader of any kind, spiritual leader, political leader, anyone, they will share their why, and people will just follow along because they believe in the why, not because they believe in the person. A lot of people can't understand that, and they get that confused these days because they think people are following a person. They're not. They're following the why. Mm-hmm. And once you have that why, you can get 75 million people to show up and vote for you, even if they absolutely hate your how and your what. Mm-hmm. Okay? But if they believe you represent their why, they will follow you. They will follow your why to the end of the grave. And it's the same thing with your business. If they know that you are committed, like we are here. I mean, look,
I've been committed.
You want to know John's why? Yeah, John's been committed many times. We just sprung him this weekend. He thinks he was at home. But look, John is here doing this for his why. And his why is to see small businesses succeed wildly because they understand their why and they want to talk about it. And that's what John does. That is his raison d'etre, as we'd say on French, and then not have French people mad at us because we spoke their language. But that is the why. And so whatever your why is, okay, that is what we need to focus on. And if you know that, then you know what? Creating your content and doing your digital marketing becomes super freaking easy.
So your why can never be, I just want to get rich.
Oh, it can be, but guess what? It won't do any good.
It won't do any good. Yeah.
Okay, because how does that help anyone?
Right, that's true.
Yeah. You have to find, now, if you're saying, I want to raise a lot of money because I want to help, children in, poor neighborhoods not have to deal with crime and drugs. Wow. Okay, I'll give you money now. Mm. But if you come out because I want to get rich, I'm not going to give you money.
Right.
But if that's your why, okay, bang, people will buy right into it because they then become part of your team. The why hits at the limbic system, and it's incredible.
I want, and like go say for WeBeam TV, you kind of hit my why, but my other why is because I want to start a platform that people that can't do this at home can do it with us.
But that's still part of the first why.
Okay.
Okay, that's a how. How can you help them?
See,
that's a how.
That's why we have Anthony.
Yeah, because I
don't even know my
Anthony
rude as stuff.
Can figure out why.
Okay, but your why is because you want to help these people.
Yes, it is true.
Okay, that is your why, and so there you go. That article will be up in the show notes, and we're going to be doing a lot more kind of marketing work for WeBeam TV, so that more of this stuff gets out.
Look at there.
And I'm super psyched.
I'm tickled about the AI.
Yeah,
my God, the whole AI thing about how you can give it the first two sentences and away it goes.
Yep,
I could have podcasts for years.
Exactly.
Why John is awesome.
Takes about 15 minutes to create them. John is awesome.
What is John's why?
What is John's why? He's a moron. He likes starving to death. Anyway, so the next thing we're going to is when you have to start talking about products that we use in our computers with a street price. Oh my God. It's like, what's the street price of crack or what's the street opium?
Yeah,
I don't know. Now it's like, what's the street price of an NVIDIA RTX 3070 video card? Well,
I happen to have one right here.
Right in here. I mean, that is sexy. I mean, that's almost, I could be almost, that's nerd porn. I'm just saying.
I get the phone calls all the time. You have any 3000 series RTXs in stock? I mean, it's not, no.
And the art.
No, but I know a guy down at the street corner.
And the street price is $1,200.
And over.
And more. Really?
Yeah.
But what could you buy them off the shelf for?
Originally
they were like half that price, $600, $650.
Yep.
And I think they launched at $699 originally.
That is crazy.
Then everybody started using the bots to buy them all up, and people are thinking that it's caused by people mining now cryptocurrency, but I think it's just
You think people have been mining the cards instead?
Yeah, I mean
and now they're just reselling.
So I have a question for that. And I know our world's not the cryptocurrency world, but if all these people are out there data mining, blockchaining,
yep,
isn't that undermining the inflated price of the actual Bitcoin? Because it's not real. That would be like me going and say, okay, and having someone that worked on Wall Street or worked for a company, oh, you better go buy Johnson & Johnson today because something's going to happen.
It's called insider trading.
Hey, right? So wouldn't that data mining be technically the same thing?
Sort of. They are grabbing them as soon as they're produced.
That would be
But
like
it
me
takes-
going public and then go buying all my stock to raise my stock prices.
Sort of, but you're only getting one share popped out every like 40 hours or something stupid. Okay,
still.
and so but the going price on them is really high. So that one share that you're getting at its original price of $1 is selling for $40,000. So congratulations on getting one. Your odds of getting a second one are 0.
You know,
Ever.
The funny thing is when the 3000 series started being produced.
Right.
Remember we talked about it a while back, and they were just coming out.
Yep.
But they were already having defects on them.
Yes.
And so you wonder how many of these are still out there. And I believe a lot of people just kind of forgotten about these defects.
Right.
And these scalpers or whatever they are out
They're
there
selling.
them.
They're reselling the defective ones.
They're reselling the defective ones and
Yeah.
stuff. So
That's good. You can get them repaired, right?
Oh yeah, no. By the time you get your hands on them, I mean, this is ridiculous.
Well, I
and the
understand.
only reason Steam is seeing them coming in to the marketplace because gamers are finally getting into computers, and they're probably taking some of that money they've received and they're finally saving up to just buy that one graphics card.
Right.
They've built their system 6 months ago and they're still waiting for a graphics card, or they're using their old one. Now they finally get it in. They finally get it in their machine, so they're only seeing trickles of what people are, really buying them for. The scalped price, if you would say. And
I mean,
and they're
that's
just putting them in. I mean, but it doesn't make any sense.
Yep.
It really doesn't.
I remember the day he goes, I got tickets. Now it's like, I got video cards.
This is horrible. This
I
is
got chips.
This is. You can build a nice computer and you can't go any further because you
can't get a
your
video
hand on
card, which is stupid. I mean, look, there's going to be supply and demand. Somebody's going to come up with some good stuff. And if you look at, what Mac's supposed to be announcing with their new chips and everything going on in there, that's some pretty amazing stuff coming out of the Mac world. But that's not going to help your DIY guy, trying to put together a gaming computer.
Oh no.
Okay, it's useless. But I mean, it does take pressure off the system. Because Mac is no longer, hitting those manufacturers for a huge number of Intel chips. They're making their own. So Intel's now got a surplus of chips they can unload. So hopefully that will help the market. But, video cards are video cards. And, where are your manufacturers and why aren't there new manufacturers?
Right.
Well, I think a lot of the manufacturers, like Intel, for instance, their new graphics GPUs that they were using.
Yeah.
If I'm not mistaken, they had stated that they would not allow mining software to run off of their GPUs.
Oh, hey.
But AMD said, well, that's no big deal. So it's just a matter of them changing coding on the processor or the GPU to be able to allow or disallow, certain targeted pieces of software to be able to reach the card.
Really?
Yeah.
So if that's the case, this whole a good portion of this issue could be resolved by allowing them to make two different kinds of graphics cards. You should have ones for the gaming.
Yeah.
And
And
have
one
them
for
locked.
miners.
And
One for miners.
One for miners. That's ERS, not ORS.
ERS.
You got to be carded to have a card.
But at some point, they're going to find some guy in New Jersey that's got 30,000 of these in his garage.
Right. Yeah.
Okay.
They're gonna rate
That he
them.
hoarded. Okay. And the state of New Jersey is going to come in and take them and redistribute them and pay him his original fair market value.
Right.
Which would only happen if it's hand sanitizer, right? Remember that story?
Yeah, remember, yeah.
That's what I was talking
Oh, my
about. Yeah.
gosh.
I mean, entrepreneur in New Jersey, God bless him, but
So
whatever.
talking about Apple, we're going to double up on
Yeah.
Apple. First, we're going to give you the bad news. Apple knew it was selling defective MacBook displays. That's what a judge said.
It's how they went about resolving the issue quietly.
Yeah, instead
Yeah,
of
it
coming
was
out
kind
and
of
saying, hey, by the
incriminating.
way, we had
They did that. We're going to extend the warranty over it, yada, yada.
We're going to fix it. Don't worry about it. Instead,
but-
they kind of be sneaky about it. And when you get sneaky, What happens?
I am going to.
class action
Okay,
lawsuit.
raise your hand if you've ever delivered a perfect product. Thank you. Not any person in the world has ever delivered a perfect product. Okay, and so it's a question of how many errors do you expect? And because you're not going to deliver something perfect. And so you make a decision, you think you're going to get a 5% return rate. It ends up being 15%. So you're like, oh, crap. You know, it was worse than we thought. Let's go ahead and deal with it. And you're putting Band-Aids on it as you go along because, you know what, we thought it was 5, now it's 6. And then it's 7. And then it's 8. And it's climbing, going, oh, crap. We already started down a path where we said it wasn't. You know, and pretty soon you got 15,000 people signing a petition saying, you know, Free Willy. You know, and that's like, crap. So what are you going to do? And this is not a class action suit against Apple yet.
No.
There are plaintiffs, and I mean, if they're going to replace your stuff, they're going to replace your stuff. That's it. But the judges said that no, this can go forward because it does appear that they knew it was bad, and yet they tried to cover it up.
This was a very prevalent issue. A lot of times you would get the in the ribbon cable, you'd either get lose signal, you'd get lines in your screen, or you'd even get like the LEDs tripping off, certain lines of LEDs tripping off, so you'd have black streaks throughout your screen that you know, kind of like shadowing.
Right.
Yeah.
This everybody knew about this from long ago. We've seen it, and you see it way too much, especially when you figure an Apple product, they're all the same across the board.
Yeah.
So
Supposedly.
if they have one defect, everybody's going to have the defect across
It's
the board.
going to be there.
But yeah, I think, you know, for the price of the machines, you know, they should you know, follow through and really you know, do something about it. I mean, even if it's and a lot of times it's as simple as changing the ribbon cable. For instance, the cable, one of the fixes was to
Put a longer cable.
Put a longer cable in there that would stop, you know, but
the stress.
yeah, but believe it or not, the way that cable is set up, it wraps literally around the hinge. So it's a long cable, comes down from the screen, then it goes to the hinges, and then it's wrapped around,
Right.
and then makes the plug, and
Right.
it plugs in. So even though it's already coiled up, you know, even the flexing back and forth,
You're making it
eventually
worse.
it's gonna.
Oh yeah. I mean, I still don't even quite understand how laptops don't lose their screens much sooner. You know, regardless, unless you've got something like that one. Okay, John's here. You can see that the screen opens, but it's a 90-degree turn of a simple cable, whereas this one here, okay, this is an Apple, a MacBook Air. Okay, that cable is doing a huge turn in there.
Yes, it is.
And where the hell is it?
And that's why they
yeah.
wrap it the way they do.
Exactly. You've got a big opening hinge between yours.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
look at there.
No, that's the SATA cable. That's a SATA cable for the hard drive. Don't do that to us.
And that's why it's important to have a techie on hand.
And
who can
so
say, "They're showing
going
you the
moving
wrong
forward,
picture."
So iPad Pro 2021, the biggest iPad update ever, may just be days away.
Maybe.
I bet you're looking forward to
now,
this, aren't you?
Now, hang on a minute. This is based on the report of a rumor by a guy whose name we don't know.
Well, they're all guys
Okay.
who don't know.
But no, I mean literally. This is like a person using a fake name has reported it to another source that this guy then picked up and is reporting on, and it's like
They used AI, and all they had to do is look down the timeline of every Apple product ever released, and bam.
Boom,
I mean,
there's-
that's machine learning right there,
right
baby.
there. You know what I
Okay?
mean?
So that guy David doesn't exist.
Well, what are you doing, Dave? I mean, that's Dave in this
Let's
case.
go ahead and Google search his photo, and let's see what happens.
What?
You know, it's funny.
That's pointless.
It's stock photo. But,
You don't need to do that anymore. Remember the Face app thing? Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Dang it. Oh, there we go, John. So, that iPad Pro, I mean, the stuff that they talked about on there,
Yeah.
a little bit better screen. Now they have the A14
Well,
chip. and now
they're
it's
going with the micro
A14X.
LED instead of the regular LED screen, but only on the 12.9 inch, not on the 11 inch.
Yeah, back in the day, the biggest selling point to have the Pro version of the iPad
Yeah.
was the Apple Pencil.
Yeah.
Okay. And that's what denoted the Pro from the the Airs and everything else. But now, for instance, I purchased the Air.
Yeah.
Air also supports Apple Pencil. I bought the recent Air because it has the A14 chip. This one's going to have the A14X, which is going to be technically the same chip, pretty much overclocked. Probably have an extra compute core or extra graphics core, but that's about it.
Yep.
So the additional price really does not make any sense for me, and I went ahead and stuck with the Air. I did really kind of weigh the pros and cons about sticking with last year's or the year before the model of the Pro, and really weighing it, but I went with the A14 chip only because it's going to be supported a lot longer than if I would have went to the older Pro. And now seeing that this Pro is only going to have the A14X and minor modifications, I really don't think it's worth the additional cost. I would wait another generation to see if anything comes out.
One more gen.
Yep.
That's why I usually wait on the phones. I wait a couple of generations to make it worthwhile for the upgrade.
That's what I did. I went from an 8 to a 10. No, 12. So.
Yeah, and we both got 11s. The I use an iPad Pro, but I've got it mounted in with a keyboard.
Right.
So I use it kind of like a laptop, and I really do wish that the MacBook Air, ran like that, because then it's a simple Bluetooth connection. No wires can ever go bad. Mm-hmm. Why don't they just connect them that way? Okay, because then you could have a touch screen, you could have everything you want on it. Right. Okay, use your pencil, the whole 9 yards, but it's still a laptop. It's not a portable device, because when you go out to websites, they sense what kind of device you're using, and you can get a limited experience
depending on the device,
if you have a tablet. Rather than a laptop or a desktop. I wish they would just do that with the Air.
They probably will eventually.
Because then, think about it, you have your pencil, right? You could just take the screen off and just hold it and write, which is what I like to do with my iPad, and write on it just like a pad of paper.
Like the Surface?
Yeah, I guess.
It's already doing it?
Yeah.
It's just a Bluetooth tablet, though.
Yeah. That's it. But that's what I'm saying. Why not make the MacBook Air detachable like that?
Because you have an iPad for that.
Yeah, but the iPad's a portable device.
Remember,
websites read it wrong.
All the electronics are into the screen itself, so technically you won't have that nice thin razor sharp look, because now you're going to have to jam everything into the screen body. So your lid it's going to be a little thicker.
Why?
Technology. Battery. They could put the battery into the base on the keyboard.
Yeah, the battery, everything. It can still stay in here. You just look. I can transmit this with Air.
We need to go talk to the product design team.
Yeah, we do. Let me call Johnny Ives. Hold on. I'll be right back.
Oh my.
Yeah. But it's just, to me, that would be the next logical stage.
And with wireless charging capability, you could keep the battery all in the base.
Right.
Yep.
And if you put the electronics for the unit into the screen itself, and then do the Bluetooth connection, it would work. I could see it really working.
Yeah. To me, that makes a lot of... And then, sure, you take it off and use it. Mm-hmm. It's still Bluetooth connected. You can't get too far from your base unit. Because you still need whatever processing power might be down there, whatever you might still have in there, to keep them connected, and then you do what you want to do, and then pop it back on again.
Microsoft Surface Books, for instance, their base has its own battery, and so does the
screen
itself, but the base also has the capability of having a discrete graphics card built into it. So when you lock the tablet onto the base, it now can technically become a gaming computer. It's really cool feature until it breaks.
So there's the thought. All right.
That's interesting.
What's next, John?
Scientists created a game to expose the risk of AI emotion recognition.
Really?
Emotion?
I didn't see that one.
Yeah.
I would have looked that one up in a heartbeat.
Well, I figured.
So I'm all about understanding emotions.
I think they need to come up with something that AI generated emotions, machine learned emotions. What would happen when it becomes self aware? That would be a hell of a game.
I think that's what it's all about.
I don't know. It almost looks like the risk of learning what your emotions are.
Yeah. If an AI can read you and then respond, then can it manipulate you? Because
computers are manipulating us now.
Is AI not just the ultimate narcissist? It only sees its interaction with you and what benefit it can get from you. Yeah. It doesn't actually recognize you as having any inherent value whatsoever.
Right.
You are just a tool to its end.
You're a tool, man.
To fill its programming. That's all. Yeah, wow. AI is the ultimate narcissist. Yep. That's extraordinary.
That is extraordinary.
Even more so than Gilderoy Lockhart. But that's another story.
Anthony's scaring me.
He's making me think
I'm
this
scaring
morning.
you.
It's making me
imagine
think
an
I
AI
don't like
narcissist.
So I was going to do something else, but this ad came up. Squirrel.
Wow, you want to talk about rabbit holing.
Right.
Squirrel.
But I put it in the chat, Rob. Look at this new cargo ship that Russia has. 600 ton.
Okay.
It looks like a flying saucer.
Dun, 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 dun. It's the Jupiter 2 from Lost in Space.
Oh, my God.
That or it's one of those floats in the back of your toilet. Remember those?
That is
the metal
weird,
ones? Yeah, there
man.
You go.
And it's an airship?
It's an airship.
So...
what is it using for propulsion?
It looks like it's got a bottom.
Yeah, it's got a thruster out
and
the
it's
bottom.
got thrusters around the side.
Oh, those are probably directional and balancing.
I bet you it's like a dirigible.
I don't know if I put it in the feed. I may not have, and I apologize for that.
What the heck?
That is so Jupiter 2 right there. That is amazing. You guys aren't seeing this. I know you're looking at us.
I know
and
it's not real.
Rob is trying really hard to pull these images up. Oh, he put them up. Yeah, but that second image you just had is incredible.
I know, right there.
The one over the cargo ship.
I don't think that's real. I think that's fake.
Yeah.
That's what they want to do with it.
There is another patent that just became public, and it was for something they were developing years and years ago. That is it's a drive system that actually warps gravity, and they had test vehicles that were doing it. It's a triangular shaped ship.
You put that in a week ago.
Well, I just saw it this weekend, I thought. So that's kind of weird. Maybe it just got missed.
Someone put it in a warp drive.
Yeah.
Deja vu.
That is, and the thing is, they've used it for ships, and it scrambles radar, any kind of signal, because it warps gravity, and it brings it down to 10% of its actual weight. Now, I remember hearing about this back in '86.
Right.
Okay, when my brother was working for NASA. Not that he ever told me any government secrets, but I remember hearing this at that time. What a coincidence. That they had something that was warping the gravitational field. And that's what this ship does. It creates... I lost the technology for a second.
They're building it out in Area 51,
cool.
right?
What's that?
Area 52.
Yes. No, Area 50.
50.
You've never even heard of that one.
Right.
Yeah. So.
Just saying. So, Elon, we're going to jump down to Elon Musk calls for an urgent need to build more housing in Austin.
Elon.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that way he can go ahead and have people shipped over here.
Build his bigger plant out there.
Yeah, so
he's got a need, and Austin would be silly not to put in the resources.
I was gonna say if that's where he wants.
You got jobs.
He's got jobs.
You got jobs. You got high paying jobs. These are wicked high paying jobs.
Yep.
Okay, this is somebody you want to say yes, sir.
Yep.
And do you want fries with that?
Yep. Yeah.
That is how you answer that question.
Can we hold your hair back while you're throwing up?
Do we want Google to run a gig network in here, 10 gig network in here, please?
No. Thank you. Elon wouldn't either.
Did you hear the Chinese busted one of the world's biggest video game cheating ring? They seized $76 million.
That's it, though? I mean, you figured it got
for China, your money goes a long way.
Not true.
Well, hold on a minute. Seizing $76 million, that's just what they have in the bank today. That's cash flow, hon.
Yes.
Think about that one.
That's not all the digital.
Flow.
That's not all the digital assets they had to.
No.
And how are they going to auction those off? Yes, we have
a character in World of Warcraft. He's level 17.
No, they were selling cheat software for like games like Call of Duty, Overwatch, stuff like that.
Wow.
Yeah. So why
To
is
help
that a
you
bad
rank up.
business?
I guess cheating in video games is against the law
In China.
in China.
That's kind of silly.
So why would it be against the law in China?
Well, think about it. That a lot of the Asian countries, they have a lot of the like the gaming centers and stuff like that. So they have a lot of LAN centers and stuff.
Oh,
where they
that's
have a lot
right.
of gaming centers, and these you'll have people that are not cheating and people that are cheating, and they're running that software on computers that probably don't belong to them.
right.
you know.
Possible.
So
Yeah.
it might
No.
just be.
So they're
I mean,
ultimately data mining.
honestly, these if you think about it, it's a form of piracy.
True.
Because if let's say there's ads in the game, okay, and your game is as good as long people play it, and if you get cheat codes and you get this, that, and the other thing that help you get through the game faster, it lowers their revenue. It's like stealing their intellectual property. And and if they can claim,
So reading more into the thing, they're
Yeah.
also, and it's also started affecting the esports and competitive gaming
oh yeah,
because people get in there and cheat.
wow, you got the eSport Olympics; those things are huge.
More
Yeah.
people watch that
Yep,
than they watch the Super Bowl.
yep, that's because it's global.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I mean,
we
you got a
already-
billion viewers
we've already
in,
got down to
in
50
China, a billion
seconds.
viewers in
Hot
India.
dog.
Phew.
Dang.
We didn't get through half.
Of course not.
We did it again,
never
folks.
did.
Yep.
We come up with great stories. And we,
Yep.
you know,
We're sorry. We overpromise and underdeliver on these.
how about that, right? Oh my God, have mercy. I mean, there's some good stuff in
But
there,
if you
too.
have any questions,
or comments, you can go to TechShamans at WeBeamTV.com or go to the Tech Shamans page and just message us and say, you guys are a bunch of morons, or whatever you want.
well, you don't have to start it with that, but you can reach that general conclusion at any point. in your comment.
Anytime you want, yeah. What do we know?
Let us know if
100
you
years
like
combined.
rabbit trails
Yeah,
as
right.
much as we do. Do you want us to cover more tech, or do you want us to rabbit trail more? Which do you like better?
Yeah, let us know.
Let us know
Haas
at
Pepper.
Tech Shamans.
Tech
Okay.
Shamans. Right. See everybody next week. Have a techie week.
We got the plans cause we are the Tech Shamans. We understand cause we are the Tech Shamans. Dude, I got this cool thing to show you. Really, man? Yeah, it's far out and technical and stuff. Awesome. Yeah. Come on and turn it on. Tune into the Tech Shamans. Come on and turn it on. Tune into the Tech Shamans. Come on and turn it on. Tune into the Tech Shamans. Come on and turn it on. Tune into the Tech Shamans. Cool.